their 6 games played. Brighton, incredibly, have got the chance to go top of the table in the top flight for the first time in their history if they beat Crystal Palace on Monday, which would be quite something for Graham Potter's Seagulls. West Ham and Villa 7th and 8th respectively. Brentford have moved up a place to 9th, with Spurs just dropping down to 10th ahead of the North London derby. It's an awful start to the season for Norwich City, losing all 6 games played with a goal difference of -14. They're one of 5 teams still winless, along with Burnley, Leeds, Newcastle and Southampton. Southampton, of course, play on Sunday. We have just had a terrific game at the Brentford Community Stadium. There was no between the 2 managers.
Yeah, I can almost assure you Klopp is going to be full of praise for that Brentford team. He will love the energy and effort they played with, and he knows they had a proper game today. But Raya was amazing. Tony was amazing. I mean, so many of their players put in top performance. Raya probably just nicked it with those 2 world-class saves.
They've enhanced their reputation, though, haven't they?
Yeah.
Tony looks a really good player now. You know, after 6 games in the Premier League, looks as if he can easily cope. Goalkeeper looked excellent today. The only thing is, the more they enhance themselves, the more vulnerable they are to some bigger teams just saying, right, we're taking him now, because Tony, as a centre-forward, someone will take him, no problem at all.
All right, well, let's find out whether Jurgen Klopp does indeed praise Brentford after their performance tonight. Here is the Liverpool boss.
Jurgen, we thought it might be a battle, and it turned out to be a brilliant one. Just tell us how you enjoyed that.
Not sure that enjoy is the right word, but it was not sure if you use that phrase, a wild ride. They deserved their 3 goals for the way they played. We obviously couldn't deal with that properly with these long balls today for different reasons. We should have scored more goals. We had incredible chances. They had, I think, 1 more first half when Joel cleared off the line pretty much. Second half, can't remember any chances of them apart from the goals. And I said they deserved it. They deserved it. If we played offensively or with the ball, I don't think you can control them much better. So because we created a lot of chances, clear-cut chances, played offensive really well, but couldn't deal with them today defensively.
When you look back at the chances, will you look at Mo Salah's one where he just chipped it over, and will that be the one that keeps you up?
No, these things happen. It was brilliant play. The pass from Robbo to Diogo turns, 2 touches, Sadio 1 touch, next pass, and Mo alone in front of the goal. It's brilliant football. And then you have to accept that. Mo scores usually in these situations, today not. There's absolutely nothing to say about. I really liked how we connected up front, how we played together. That was all good. How I said, we should have scored more. But then, look, if we win 3-2 or 4-3, we still had these struggles defensively. That's how it is. They did incredibly well. Tony and Mbeumo really did really well. And so it was really tricky for the boys. But first half, it was more like the second balls we didn't pick up in midfield. And then second half around the goals, it was just they deflect the balls and are always in a better position than us. We can do better in this situation. We just didn't today, and that's then, of course, not really satisfying. But how I said, spectacular game, and Brentford deserved the point.
There was a moment as well, because their keeper Raya made some brilliant saves, and there was a moment just towards the end of the game where even you and Thomas Frank looked at each other as if to say, wow. Yeah.
No, that's how it is. I have no problem with accepting that. When you play this kind of football, I'm not sure it was the last chance, probably it was. Top ball from Trent to Sadio calm, pass ball square, and then I'm not sure why Bobby doesn't touch the ball. The goalie touched a little bit, the centre half touched a little bit. So, how I said, that's football, and you have to create these things that you deserve to win. We would have deserved to win today because we had much more chances than Brentford, but they deserved the point as well because they was a proper fight. First half, the very first chance, they defend, nearly knocks the post down, stuff like this. So that's I appreciate, I respect that a lot, but in the end, there were other situations where we should have done better. And if we would have done better, then it would be a completely different game, because then we cut off the only thing they did today. That's completely fine, but that was the goalie should have number 10 on his back. So with the balls he played, and that's tricky to defend. But how I said, we should have done better.
There was someone as well. How impressed, or what impressed you particularly about the way Brentford went about their business tonight, then, Owen?
Everything, you know, everything about them. I think the goalkeeper is fantastic. I thought they defended the box incredibly well. We saw that. I think only City and Chelsea had conceded less before this game. So defensively, really good.
And Liverpool, and they just scored 3 against them.
Exactly. So at the top of the pitch, they're good. The goalie's good. The defence is pretty solid. And they play football when they can. I know they didn't, excuse me, I know they didn't have a lot of the ball. But when they had it, they tried to play. And the important thing is they play to their strengths. And the manager deserves a ton of praise for setting them up the way that they did. They deserved a point against, you know, one of the best teams in this country, and they were fantastic.
Yeah. They were always in the game. Even when Liverpool were leading, you never felt comfortable. If you were a Liverpool fan, you never felt as if at 2-1 or 3-2, Liverpool was safe. They needed to get another goal and get the 2-goal lead because Brentford always looked dangerous. And it wasn't as if they played through the park a lot of the time. It was nice, pretty football. They knew what was going to worry Liverpool, and they played to that strength. And it was that ball, direct ball. I'm not saying it was a long ball, because it wasn't, but it was a direct ball, and they knew that Tony was causing all kinds of trouble, and Bueno was causing all kinds of trouble, and then they were getting the midfield runners up with them. And they deserved it in the end. Their constant pressure and their attitude and their energy made them, you know, when they got the 3rd goal, you thought, fair play to them, because they deserved it.
Let's look back at the story.
But once they got to that point, 2-1 ahead, that's when they should have, you know, controlled the game then. But look at those numbers. I mean, the fact that he's the fastest to 100 goals with the centre forwards Liverpool have had of late. You know, Michael, who was in earlier on, Robbie Fowler, the likes of those people in there, Roger Hunt, Ian Rush. I mean, that is phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal record by.
And you're quite right to
Mo Salah.
stress that, obviously, because you're from those parts.
Yes.
Those guys are revered.
Yes, they are living legends, a lot of them. And for him to do it, he's a very humble character, as we all know. Very quiet, doesn't do many interviews, doesn't shout his own name from the rooftops. But all you have to do is look at numbers like that, and then you sit back and think, wow, what an achievement, what a career he's had at Liverpool, and he's still going strong.
Yeah, but as the guys have already mentioned, you can't discount Brentford. They carried on.
I'll have my teammates steaming in, and there was 1, 2, 3 causing problems.
That's a good point. That's a recurring theme with Brentford we've seen this season. Set plays, they are particularly dangerous. You can see they've already worked on them in the training ground.
Oh yeah, but you're fine working on them, but having the energy, having the attitude to be down to a good team and to keep on piling forward and make it come off, that's what you have to, you know, really give them credit for. They epitomise that never say die attitude. We're going to stay in this game. We're not going to let Liverpool get away from us. And that's what really inspired me today looking at them. When you look at them, you think to yourself, even now at the beginning of the season, you think to yourself, they're going to be all right in this.
They're a good watch, aren't they?
They're going to be okay. They're going to stay up. You look at other teams and you think, oh, they're a bit soft. They're going to lose game after game after game. Not these.
No.
Especially at that stadium. If they play like that, they are going to be fine.